Bombshell, Trump will fire Mueller after evidence found in Comey memos. Get ready for riots, by Johnny Smith for rightwingnewsofficial.com. Former FBI Director James Comey has some serious questions to answer after a report yesterday revealed he might have leaked two memos which documented his conversations with President Donald Trump, which were classified. According to a report by the Wall Street Journal, the fired FBI director leaked at least two memos which, on top of confirming there was no collusion between Russia and the president, also contained classified information. The leak was to a friend who is a former federal prosecutor and a professor at Columbia. The memos documented the private conversations he had with the President Trump during his early days in office. James Comey just out and show clearly that there was no collusion and no obstruction. Also, he leaked classified information. Wow, will the witch hunt continue? That was on April 19th. His leaking of the classified memos is currently under investigation by the Justice Department. According to the report, Comey himself redacted elements from one of the memos that he allegedly knew to be classified before handing them over to his friend Daniel C. Richmond. Although Comey reportedly determined that the other memo contained no classified information, FBI officials later upgraded it to confidential. Comey implied to senators during his June 8th hearing that the memos he gave to Richmond on May 15th were not classified on the date he shared them. This revelation of Comey's leaking of classified notes comes after the Justice Department handed his memos to House lawmakers on Thursday. Of the 7 notes that were handed over, 4 actually contained classified information. Comey apparently gave his friend at least 2 of those classified memos. The Inspector General has the ability to refer Comey to the Justice Department for criminal charges, as he did with former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe earlier this week. And President Trump has indicated that he would not let Comey's leaking go lightly. Here is more on these memos via the Federalist. Newly released memos written by former FBI Director James Comey indicate that an early 2017 briefing for then-President-elect Donald Trump about the contents of an infamous dossier was held so it could be leaked to media outlets eager to report on the dossier's allegations. In multiple memos, Comey specifically mentioned that CNN had the dossier and wanted a news hook that would enable the network to report on its most salacious allegations, even though they had not been verified. I said the Russian allegedly had tapes involving him and prostitutes on the presidential suite in the Ritz-Carlton in Moscow. We already know all of this. From 2013, Comey wrote of his conversation with Trump in a classified memo that was released in a redacted form late Thursday. I said I wasn't saying this was true, only that I wanted him to know both that it had been reported and that the reports were in many hands. No media organizations had reported the allegations at the time Comey briefed Trump. I said media like CNN had them and were looking for a news hook, Comey added in his memo about the briefing with Trump on January 6, 2017. In another classified memo written on January 28, 2017, Comey wrote that in a separate meeting, Trump mentioned the allegation about the alleged tape of prostitutes at a hotel and called it fake news. I explained again why I had thought it was important that he know about it, Comey wrote. I also explained that one of the reasons we told him was that the media, CNN in particular, was telling us they were about to run with it. Yeah, because we had Valerie Jarrett's daughter working there and Clapper. The many thousands of articles promoting a still unproven theory of treasonous collusion between President Donald Trump and Russia, few were as significant as CNN's January 10th story. Intel chiefs presented Trump with claims of Russian efforts to compromise him. Extremely well-placed sources told CNN that the Obama administration's top intelligence appointees had briefed Obama, Biden, and Trump all about a dossier they took incredibly serious and considered credible, and it sounded really bad as the headline indicated. Yeah, they were all in on it there. Russian operatives claim to have compromising personal and financial information about Trump. I beg to differ. It could be about Comey. CNN declared BuzzFeed published the actual dossier within minutes of CNN's story going live, showing the world that the dossier was riddled with the salacious gossip that lacked even a possibility of corroboration. Keep in mind that nothing we know about the dossier had been reported at the time. It wasn't yet reported that it was used by the FBI to provide a substantial basis to wiretap at least one Trump affiliate, despite the fact it was unverified. It wasn't yet reported that the product was bought and paid for as a Hillary Clinton campaign operation, or that it was secretly funded by the DNC. It's not funded. Yeah, it was funded by the DNC, but it was Hillary's go do it order that the DNC, it's Hillary Clinton, using the front as a DNC, using a law firm also as a front, as a pass-through to hide its provenance in federal campaign filing. It wasn't yet reported that its author's working relationship with the FBI was terminated because he had lied to the agency about how he wouldn't talk to the media. Yeah, right. After nearly a year of wrangling, the 7 memos written by Comey were finally handed over Thursday to Congress, which oversees the operation and funding of the FBI and the Department of Justice. The memos purport to show Comey's version of his interactions with the president before Comey was fired last May. According to Daniel Richman, the original recipient of Comey's leaks, who now claims to be his personal attorney. Yeah, how convenient. The attorney-client privilege. Yeah, but how come it doesn't work for Trump, where they raided Cohen's office? The Comey says it was a friend of mine and winds up his attorney, so he can't testify against Comey. Comey orchestrated these leaks to the media in order to launch an aggressive special counsel, he even said it, to avenge his firing by Trump in May of 2017. The memos given to Congress on Thursday were quickly leaked to the media. The first memo was sent on January 7, 2017 to FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, and they're both throwing each other under the bus now. General Counsel James Baker and James Rybicki, Comey's Chief of Staff. McCabe has since been fired from the FBI and referred to the DOJ for criminal prosecution. For repeatedly lying under oath about leaking, Baker was reassigned and Rybicki was replaced in January of 2018. So they're both being prosecuted now, both James Comey and Andrew McCabe. There are 2 things in the memo that are worth highlighting as it relates to that blockbuster CNN story from January 10, 2017. First, Comey claims that briefing the president-elect was the brainchild of Director of National Intelligence James Clapper. I said there was something that Clapper wanted me to speak to the president-elect about alone or in a very small group, Comey wrote. More on that in a bit. See, that's why I'm saying Clapper wanted me to speak to the president-elect about it alone in a very small group. Why was that done? Why would Clapper want Trump to know? Look, they were telling Trump, look, we have a dossier here, and they were in a sense blackmailing him, like not saying it, but in a roundabout way. And Trump, said it's fake news. Like, why should I be, pulled by the nose by these deep state players when I'm not guilty of anything? And that's why Clapper cared that Trump should know? You're kidding me? I then executed the session exactly as I had planned, Comey noted. I mean, he's crucifying himself right here. Before going into detail of what he claimed he told the president-elect. He wrote that he told him about first of all, that he wrote that Clapper wanted him alone in a small group and wanted him to speak to the president. Right there is a big red flag. Red flag. I mean, The red lights are flashing at this point. Comey noted before going into detail of what he claimed he told the president-elect. He wrote that he told him about the now infamous prostitute pee-pee videotape claims contained in the dossier. Then he wrote, I said I wasn't saying that this was true, only that I wanted him to know both that it had been reported and that the reports were in many hands. So in other words, I'll call the dogs off if you agree to our terms. You get it? I said media like CNN had them and we're looking for a new hook, a news hook. I always say new hook. I said it was important that we not give them the excuse to write that the FBI has the material or, quote, redacted, and that we were keeping it very close hold. He said he couldn't believe they hadn't gone with it. I said it was inflammatory stuff and that they would get killed for reporting straight up from the source reports. Such a close hold that someone at a very high level in the Obama administration gave the information to CNN almost immediately. Yeah, right? You see? A setup. CNN broke the news of the dossier in Comey's briefing of the president just 4 days later, with Comey claiming that Clapper wanted him to brief POTUS, the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence final report on Russia, has something of interest. The report, which was downplayed and panned by CNN, included a finding of interest related to discussions of the dossier with the media. Finding number 44, former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, now a CNN national security analyst, provided inconsistent testimony to the committee about his contacts with the media, including CNN. So Comey, at Clapper's express behest, told Trump that CNN was looking for a news hook to publish dossier allegations. He said that this in the briefing of Trump that almost immediately leaked to CNN, which provided them the very news hook they sought and needed. This briefing and the leaking of it legitimized the dossier, which touched off the Russian hysteria. That hysteria led to a full-fledged media freakout. During the freakout, Comey deliberately refused to say in public what he acknowledged repeatedly in private, that the President of the United States was not under investigation. And they still say that in private. That's why Trump fired him, because he wouldn't say it to the public. But yet the Mueller investigation still continues. Rod Rosenstein said the same thing. Yet the Mueller probe still continues. I mean, what is this? Up means down and down means up? I don't get it. He even noted in his memos that he told the president at least 3 times that he was not under investigation. Comey's refusal to admit publicly what he kept telling people privately led to his firing. We know that. That led Comey leaking multiple memos in order to get a special counsel appointed out of revenge. No, it was all planned. That wasn't revenge. It was all planned by Hillary Clinton herself. I bet it. It just all fits into the narrative. I mean, there's no other way of looking at it. That special counsel has utterly distracted multiple agencies and embroiled all 3 branches of government at the highest levels over a document that was secretly funded by Hillary Clinton and the DNC, contracted by a Democrat research firm with ties to the Kremlin, and authored by a shady foreign spy whose relationship with the FBI was terminated because he lied to them. This is what the swamp does. They stick together in a fight to take out a sitting president who is not one of them. Listen, this seems very... but where does it say? It said about Mueller being fired. Trump will fire Mueller after evidence found in Comey's memos. Get ready. That doesn't make sense, the whole article, to me, the title. Look, the bottom line is Mueller was... Clapper wanted to talk to Trump by himself? You've got to be kidding me. Clapper can't stand Donald Trump. But look, Trump didn't play along with their game. and Hillary funded that thing, the special counsel. That's why Hillary didn't know that if this dossier was out, that they wouldn't appoint a special counsel, but somebody had to leak it, so they used Comey to leak it. But meanwhile, Comey didn't even have to leak it. Clapper already had it in his hands. You're kidding me? Clapper probably had it already in his hands. And Clapper was saying, if Trump plays the ball with us, then we won't go after him. But if he doesn't play ball with us, meaning the deep state, we're going after him. That's bottom line. It shows everything in the whole scenario. It just, is so obvious. You can't even hide it. Let me know what you guys think. But if all this gets out, but Trump doesn't even have to fire Mueller. He would just be, he's got nothing. Unbelievable. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.